guess is...
Yeah, but this is it, yeah. Battle Flight, 1st Long Island Regiment.
The national colors be on the one that had the brand seal on it?
The national, the national.
The national color would be the one, I think that would have the federal eagle on the top.
Yeah.
The state flag would be different.
There's the banner. Do it this way. Yep. So we get all of it. Let's see. Yeah, there's 2 on the left. They both seem to be in blue. And then the ones in the netting would be the regimental and the national. A lot of poles. Yeah, this is a great find. And it's been staring at us for a century. Cool. All right. Anything momentous to say, Mr. Historian?
It's amazing. There's no real way to explain this.
You'll be out of college by the time this is all done.
Let's hope it's sooner than that.
Yeah. Any words, Justin?
I just hope we can get it out of here. They don't fall apart once somebody starts unwrapping them.
Well, actually, what Lois is going to do is she's actually going to get us a name of a conservator that we could probably hire, come in here, take a quote, and then tell us what to do. But long term, this is going to have to go to. They're going to have to go to a museum because.
Do you want? Their sign. It's basically about the Underground Railroad and Plymouth Church.
That's great. I'd like to bring it to school presentations on kids.
Yeah.
Bring it local that they really enjoy hearing. See this right here. Do you get a lot of tourists coming here?
We have about 4 days. We go through it. Mostly school classes.
School plaque and that.
4th grade study, good
See when they can see it. I know the basement you have to
But that's the basement. You have to use your
imagination.
But the most telling comment I ever had was from a 5th grade student. This is several years ago. Both hated history. I love history. Think about it. I wrote the same poem where Frederick Douglass, Henry Ward Beecher, Martin Luther King, and Lincoln walked. And that's true.
Martin Luther King was here too?
Yes, 1963.
Wow. And Frederick Douglass.
And
I didn't know that. That's amazing. That's a chilling thing too.
Yeah, Martin Luther King.
Is that his name too? Frederick? I like him. He's one of my favorite historical figures.
We're finding Girl Scout flags, church flags, they all mix together, some Civil War flags too.
Hello, it's. What's today's date?
You know at least 10 times as much as I do.
April 27th, 2019, and we're at Plymouth Church, and we are finally unfurling the flags that were found about 4 years ago upstairs. And actually, you can see Justin and Scott pulling the flags out of the case. And the case has been there for decades. Lowe's Rosenbooks finally discovered those in 2015, and that's when we were last here. It's been a wait, but we're hoping that it's well worth it. And here we go. Well, one of them was actually a Girl Scouts flag. And here we have, there was another case on the other corner of, zoom this out. Near the corner, but that had an American Legion. There we go. And that says...
20. There's more to come down and certainly more on okay. I have one more.
And that says Judson L. Winans Post number 611, Brooklyn, New York. Yep. It's going to take a little time. To be very careful. There's Dan unwrapping the case, which looks modern. I gotta get my own camera.
Thank you very much. By thumb on the bottom, you know what I mean?
Thank you for your care.
4 years.
Yeah, look at that is.
And then we'll just, you got that one? You
Yep.
want to see the back side here?
Yeah.
That's all gold leaf, for sure.
Why is it so tight and high up here? And was it that small? Is this the accurate size, Dan, for a guidon?
Yeah, would this unfold somehow if you took the netting off?
I can't see a guidon being this small. You wouldn't see it.
I might have just saw 67 on it, that's all.
Well, we do have our own small ones.
Yeah, but the guidons
That might
are
come out to a,
down
a point, too, instead of a square.
Sorry to ask this question at this point, but First Long Island in relation to 67th and you guys?
They were also known by the same. They were called the First Long Island
Okay.
Volunteers or the 67th.
First Long Island.
Yeah, it's very common for them to
They
have
were
two
also
names.
called for a while the Brooklyn Phalanx, but then there were some complaints about that imagery, so they stopped calling it the Brooklyn Phalanx, and they picked up the First Long Island Volunteers, even though Brooklyn was not. Long Island was Brooklyn then.
Is there a geographic specific location associated with first? I mean, it would have been here. It would have been here. It would have been here at the church. Yeah.
Was the guy, and he would send us rifles. They called them
Beecher's
Bibles.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
So this is where it all goes now.
Yeah, this is our birthplace.
This is our birthplace.
So anything out on Long Island, it just happened to be a convenience of where
There
a
were
lot of
Many
people live.
regiments, there was like, I don't know, 200-something regiments throughout the state.
You see-
Like National Guard.
There was a couple out east.
But there's several in Brooklyn. Oh, there's a bunch, yeah. Well, companies, the 67th, from what was Brooklyn-based, like the captain was saying, and the majority of the men were from Brooklyn. And there was others.
7 companies
Several.
and 3 from upstate.
Because every regiment's about 1,000 guys. So the 67th had about over 1,000. And then you had each company's like 100, you follow me? So there would each company, and then some companies were generic to an area. Because all the guys, we'd all talk from the same, hey, let's get in the company. And they'd all join and they'd get bonuses.
But in the 19th century, Brooklyn and Queens was called Long Island, so that's why First Long Island. Didn't necessarily mean Nassau and Suffolk.
Right, and Queens was really Nassau, really. Western Nassau.
Open this if you.
Well, the question is, that's really Gary's call about the structural integrity. We can't
This one here, I
comment.
think, is.
I mean,
I
this
would not
looks
wanna do.
awful right here.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're
And
just.
It looks like it's bunched up. I mean,
So when you open it up, if it's not done professionally, you could. We're curious to see it, but you got to make the call, Gary. Let us know.
I'll make the call, let's leave it.
Okay, yeah.
We would recommend that. Yeah.
Yeah.
why don't we leave them on that?
Or I would leave them. We'll leave them resting. Yeah.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah,
Justin.
that copy's a bit-
Justin. Here's a good one. There you go.
So, two of these guys. Is there some basis why there would have been 2 of them?
One of each end of them off.
One, okay, again, these are that thing. The guidon. Yeah, the guidon, yeah.
They mark where your lines.
Yeah.
have been.
Screamer, So it could be the regimental.
The other one has like that light blue look about it.
Yeah.
Maybe that is more regimental or blood regimental.
Was this one the last one up there?
That is one more.
Of this site?
Oh, you know what?
There's a lighter one which looks like the regimental.
Motif of the regiment. Remember they had the stars around the eagle?
Regimental flag.
The Brooklyn flag on there and everything. Yeah.
We're just noting on the finial at the top.
Yeah.
It looks like almost something from medieval.
Yeah, it's halberd.
Yeah.
It has like almost a battle.
Oh, and here's maybe the end of this,
Another piece
Yeah,
of
that wire that comes up.
Yeah, you mean this mystery wire.
This is the regimental. I think this is one of the blue regimentals that they ordered. But again, these are the reproductions. These aren't the ones from the Civil War. The Civil War ones would have been taken apart.
There was one article that said that they were so shot up, all that was left was
Yeah.
the top piece.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question about the Union flag. Did they subtract out the Confederate
left it.
states?
They
They
No, they
all
left
the
them in.
stars,
Yeah.
left them in.
That's a great question.
Well, that was Lincoln refused to even acknowledge.
Yes, that makes
they
a
left.
lot of sense.
And this guy.
I'm glad he took that position.
So this is the remnant. So that's just the remnant of the.
Well, I guess there was a streamer there.
Well, it's a tassel.
Oh, the streamer's on the floor in there.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the one that was on the ground already.
Yeah.
This.
This one looks even more deteriorated.
150 years.
And a
Well, say maybe 130.
This looks almost like our regimental.
That's what I'm thinking.
The white
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at
Look at
the
the other side. So that
the colors and
Yeah, like over here. See
yeah.
that blue? Right, the blue field?
Our original regimental is actually
Light
the
blue,
Brook.
the light blue and the dark blue, where the lady would stand in the center of the. Right?
and a different top piece on this one than the other one.
Yeah.
So what's the idea?
Oh God, this is
This
kind of beyond us. To be honest with you. Yeah.
They have to stay for.
Yeah. Yeah. You need a pro. I'd really be afraid to open these things up.
our suggestion.
You know, as much as we would love to, it's gonna be like a pile of
Yes.
We can help support you.
Yes.
shredded.
Yeah, totally concur. Yeah.
So the question is, where do you want to store them? Up there is not good because it's the radiator's off. But it's back there if you want to put them someplace else.
Yeah, they've been there for a very long time, and I think one more week or one more month is
It's not gonna hurt them, yeah.
probably not going to hurt at this point. But I'll certainly try to be going forward, be a little bit more mindful of anything else that might attack that.
But this one looks a little unique. This might
I think
also
somebody
be
took that
another
flag off the pole.
Maybe the other regimental.
I know we saw a national flag.
Right.
When we were
The New York State,
sworn that we saw
the New York
before
State
you-
regimental, not the national. The national flag would be the red. This is most probably like that.
Right there, the eagle, right there, the one, that would have been for the pole for the national flag. And that's why I've been talking to Max, I could have sworn that we saw a national flag in the case
can
we were
check.
there 4 years ago. Exactly, we have photos. Yeah.
Have the
Wait,
original.
when you say national flag, you mean the U.S. flag?
US flag, yeah.
U.S. flag.
You notice they have the original holder still. It's
Yeah,
the person.
well, from whatever, I guess whenever it was, could have been the turn of the century.
Well, do you think it could be any place else upstairs in this main floor?
Well,
Maybe we can walk around.
we certainly can walk around,
Do you want us to
absolutely.
take the other flag out of there? for
Well,
you
let's
so we can take it?
let's take a peek in there further. Yes.
Okay, sure.
I mean, who knows what might have happened?
Can I trouble you? This would be great time for you to get a picture of us with our flags.
Yeah.
Should we do the jazz hands?
Let me see. Let's get the right background here.
Yeah, some-
Choose the background that you really want.
A little bit more blank. I guess that's good. And well, here we are. We're putting the flags back, and we have, I guess we have two guidons, definitely, and I guess what we think is a national and a regimental.
Regimental.
State flag and possibly, it could be the regimental, one of the two flags.
This has got to be the regimental. This one.
The blue
The
regimental.
blue New York State regimental. This could be.
Yeah, that looks like
I don't
a
know what this
regimental.
is.
Just the color, you know.
This feels more like ours because you have a big splotch of paint here. This one actually might be safer to actually open, but I wouldn't do it.
I don't know.
No, I wouldn't. Just
You gotta remember, we're the fake 67. They're not the real ones.
The eagle right there, that empty flagpole, you know, that was probably where the national was.
I'm gonna have to look back at my photos.
Yeah,
All right. There we are. They're back in their case.